What options do we have with a substitute, and what do you see as the benefit for the 10-year renewal
Sure.
cycle here?
Yeah, so I was a big advocate to do the substitute levies, to combine these, to get out of what I call levy fatigue. I've lived in Lebanon a long time. I know, like a lot of you, you always feel like you're voting on something, and it's because of this. The way these cycle, the way these emergency levies are set up, they always have to be on the ballot, and they always get renewed 70-30. Always. And that's because people know the school needs them. People in this community support our schools. I see the county-wide side of it, which is levies are expensive. We just had elections are expensive. We just had an election Tuesday. That cost a lot of money to this state and this community. So I don't like things going on the ballot solely for the price of putting them on the ballot. I'm in the minority of that. A lot of people like the opportunity to go and vote on things. And so this is kind of a compromise. Substitute levies can be one of three things. They can be 5 years, 10 years, or permanent. I'm an advocate for permanent. And permanent's a bit of a bad term because you always have the option to take a levy off. The voters always can go get enough signatures and take a levy off, so we wouldn't have to go in 10 years to renew it. But I think a lot of people like that option. They like to say in 10 years, we're going to check and make sure you're doing your job right. And if you're not, we're not going to vote for your levy. I've been around a long time. I've seen it happen once in my 20 years in government, and literally hundreds of levies. It's happened once. So I don't think it's going to happen much, but this is a nice compromise place. I think coming back every 5 years puts teachers, administration in a very hard spot to not know if they're going to have funding. Having 10 years, you can say, all right, for the next 10 years, we know we're going to have this funding source. We know we can go forward with it. So I think it's a nice compromise. Like I said, if I was on the board, I would have voted to go permanent. But I completely understand that that's probably a minority view, and that 10 years is a nice middle ground.